I'm going to talk through a tech tool today called Dotstorming. It's really simple to use and I'm excited to implement it into my classroom. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use and then a couple different ways that you could implement it into your classroom. So first, to join, it's really easy. You just need, you just put in your name and then you do put in your email address and a password. And then this will be a screen pretty similar to what you see. I've already added one here that I'll show you in a minute. But we're going to add a topic. Since I teach AP US History, I thought through one of the things that I usually do is compare and contrast. So I thought about a pretty easy compare and contrast activity. We do a lot with discussing different people, and one that came to mind is MLK and Malcolm X. So then here is where you're going to want to add a description. So this is where you give your instructions to your students. So this is what I'm going to tell them. I'm going to let them choose 3 things. They can write their favorite quote, ask a question, or add an image to the board. Vote for the top 3 for discussion. So sometimes in class you may have them read 2 different articles and come up with some main ideas. Here you can change how many votes they have. I said 3. And then you can choose either to do email invitations or a link. And since I typically use Google Classroom, I think a link is going to be the best fit. So then you create the board. And here you can see is your title and then the instructions for students. This is where you make the board editable. So it initially is editable. If you want to work on it first, you can lock it. And then when you're ready for students to add their thoughts, you can make it editable. I also recommend that you turn off the chat since all of the discussion I want to take place is on the board. That's where I'm going to keep it. So then if you do want to add something to get things going, I have an image ready to go that I downloaded. And there's the image, and I just click upload. So there you can see is the image I added. If you also want to share an idea, you can ask a question. There's my question. Okay, so it's really simple. This dot here is where you vote, so I want that one to be discussed. Here, students can comment. They can answer the question or ask another question, but it's really slick. So you could do this while students are reading so that they are able to have their thoughts put in a place and then come back together as a class to discuss it. So there's one way. I feel like a compare and contrast activity would work really well here. The other one that I created earlier would be more with a jigsaw. So Native American societies pre-Columbus. I have my students learn about 4 different societies, and typically for this activity I have them study one group. So here one group is asking a question about the Great Plains area. Here another group is asking about the Northeast. So this would be really great for students to put in their thoughts about what they've learned and make it easier to come back together and share out that knowledge with the whole class. The pros I see are having the teacher is able to look at the discussion and be a part of it. Students are able to add images or ask questions or their ideas. It's simple to share. I really think it's a great way to get a discussion going. I probably wouldn't have the discussion just be on the board, on the discussion board, or on the Dotstorming page, but rather as a starter for the classroom discussion that I want to happen in person. And that is Dotstorming.